Hey everyone, how we doing? So today's video is going to be on how to hit better wedge shots, okay? So we'll start off with my wedge makeup. I guess I have 4 wedges if you want to count the pitching wedge here. And so I have a lob wedge, a sand wedge, a gap wedge, and a pitching wedge. My 3 most common wedges I use would definitely be the lob wedge, sand wedge, and gap wedge. 3 wedges I use are Titleist Evokies. They're a little bit older, but I really like them. I'm just having a hard time wanting to switch away from them. The 60-degree lob wedge, it's at 60 degrees, is M grind. The sand wedge it says 56, but it's actually 55, and it is a K grind, which you can't find anymore. So again, I really like it, so I don't want to get rid of it. And then the gap wedge, it says 48, but it's actually 49, and it's an F grind. The lob wedge has 8 degrees of bounce. The sand wedge has, I believe it's 10 or 12 degrees of bounce in the K grind. And the gap wedge has 9 degrees of bounce because it comes with 8, because it's 1 degree weak, it adds 1 degree of bounce to the wedge. Now, so again, the point of this video, real quick, is to just be, how to hit wedge shots better, how to score better with your wedge shots, right? So being good with your wedges is not overly difficult. It's a very simple swing. It's a very simple technique. There's not a lot of moving parts. You're not swinging as hard as you can. You're not trying to generate a ton of distance. You are mostly focused on solid contact with the ball and crisp contact with the club interacting with the turf. You are trying to make the golf ball fly a very specific distance, and you are trying to make it go usually a certain height and a certain line, so to speak, right? So, because you're trying to land that in a very specific spot. So it's a lot different than, say, a tee shot, right? With say a driver, because with a driver you're trying to just pound it down there as far as you can necessarily hit it, right? So this is a different swing, this is a different technique, this is a whole different mindset. But again, it's very simple, and it's very easy, and once you put in a little bit of work, you can have a very good wedge game in no time at all. So if we're trying to hit a shot, like let's just say, we'll pick one of my stock ones so it's easy. Let's just say we're going to try to hit this shot 60 yards, right? Okay, when you're developing these shots with these wedges, you need to have reference points in your swing that you can, repeatedly achieve to hit these shots the correct distance. So if I'm going to set up and hit this shot 60 yards, I know that all I have to do is hit my reference point in my swing. Hit the shot, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see, I'll slide over here, 57. So pretty close, right? Now if I wanted to hit, say, a different club, say like, hey, I'm going to hit a sand wedge, and I want to hit this one like, say, like 72 yards, all right? So we'll line the ball up, hit the shot. And if you can tell, very straight shot. And then we went it 73 yards. So trying to hit it 72, hit it 73. Now let's take the same club, right? Same club. Let's say, all right, we're going to hit this 76 yards, right? So let's hit this shot 76 yards. Good ball flight, right? Pretty straight, huh? 75. That's what that carried. So, that's a couple different yardages. All right, if you want to see one more, let's go to my gap wedge. Let's try and do 85, right? 85. pull. So I'll pull it a little bit. 82. 82. Hit this one more time. See if we can do a little bit better. That jumped. Anyways, you get the point. Hitting accurate wedge shots from 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 yards. It's about having consistent reference points in your swing. That's what I'm talking about here. And I teach stuff like this. It's called the clock system. The clock system is an incredibly effective way to using those reference points in your swing to hit repeatable and very accurate scoring shots, which is what I'm showing you right now. So again, we're not doing anything crazy with our golf swing. We are, again, we have a reference point. We hit that reference point. We hit the shot. We get the yardage we want, right? And the nice thing is, you know, these shots work with any club. And a little bit of work, and I say little bit, I don't mean a ton. I literally mean a little bit of work. With a little bit of work, you can have these shots dialed in pretty good. So if you want to go back and say hit it 72 yards, that one went 70. We want to hit it. All right, so say we hit one, we wanted to hit what, 172, we hit 175, 76. So let's take the same club and let's hit it 80 yards, okay? 80 yards. So I flew a little bit far, but 85. Not too bad. Not too bad. Now, if we want to take the same club, let's hit it, say, let's hit it 65 yards, right? 65 yards. $60. Not too bad, right? So I flew 59 yards in the air. So as you're seeing, you know, I'm just pulling random numbers out. I'm not even like setting up or doing any work or, you know, rehearsals or anything. I'm literally just saying a number and I'm going to hit the shot. Okay, so that one went 60. All right, let's try and do 67. Just a few yards too far, 73. See what I'm saying here? It's really, really simple. Okay. Yesterday, I spent 20 minutes going over and just, you know, hit some pitch shots to make sure my numbers was dialed in. 20 minutes is all it took. You can do 20 minutes in a warm-up session. All right, that's how easy it is to get your scoring shots, your wedge shots, a whole lot better. Again, it's all about using the reference points in your swing. So I kind of giving you, so I've kind of explained, you know, how to do it a little bit by using those reference points. Let's take a step back. Let's talk about setup a little bit so that you guys kind of get the fundamentals part of it as well. So these pitch shots here, these scoring shots, these wedge shots, I like to have a more narrow stance. So as you can see here, my stance is about, I think you can see, hope you can see. If you can't see, I'll step back. My stance is about 8 to 10 inches apart. All right, you hit the ball a little bit farther, get it a few inches wider. All right, so you have a nice narrow stance. I'm really focused on turning and not firing this right hand and releasing that club through the ball. I'm working on turning with my core, having that club be very square through impact, and then keeping that club face from rotating through the shot. So we go back, and keeping the handle close to my body. Staying very centered and make sure we're rotating. It's not crazy. Again, it's a very simple movement. We set to the shot. We execute. 72 yards. That's exactly what I wanted. See if we can do it again. 77 yards. Just a few yards too far. So, again, this is a really simple swing. Really simple setup. Again, narrow that stance up. We're focusing on rotating. Just a simple rotation, way back, rotating the way through. Square up that face at impact, and keep that handle close to the body. Again, we're not, when we hit this shot, we're not letting the club release, okay? We're not letting the club release through the shot like you would with a normal swing. It's a very simple motion. And that's at hit better wedge shots, you know, from 40, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 yards. Heck, if you want to hit shorter ones, my Gay Tyler, what about like 25-yard shots, right? Set up. This is my 60-degree wedge. So set up, get that nice narrow stance. Weight's going to be a little bit more forward on this one. So we're going to try to hit this 25 yards, okay? $19. Honestly, I think that was a misread. Let's try that one more time. See that? 25 yards. 25 yards. I just hit a variety of shots, pretty close within 5 yards of all the distances I just said. You know, on camera, not taking my time, not warming up, just coming out here, bam, able to do it. That's how easy, that's how simple these shots are. Again, it didn't take a lot of work to make this happen. It was a couple of raid sessions to develop the technique. Anyone can do this. Any swing. Listen, when you see my body type on camera, I'm not built like Brooks Koepka here. Okay? Anyone can do this. Say you have a faster tempoed swing, right? Step to the shot, 25 yards, right? Faster tempo, no problem, right? Let's see if we can hit this one 60, okay? Hit 60 yards, right? Faster tempo. Fast tempo, I mean, I'm changing up my whole swing here. I'm at 55 yards. Again, doesn't matter. Let's say if you take it, let's say you're an unorthodox player. You aim way to the left. You come way inside, and way out to the way out there. So we're aiming way to the left here, inside, out. Out and register. But anyways, you get the idea. This system works for anybody. It's the clock system. I teach it. I love it. I live it. It works. It works really well. It's very easy to do. And again, not a whole lot of work to this. Really simple stuff. Not crazy to develop. Again, it's about using reference points in your backswing to hit repeatable yardages. See this one more time. 60 yards, right? 60 yards. Nothing to it. That's how easy the system is, okay? So that's how to hit better wedge shots, okay? Thanks for tuning in, guys. We'll let you go. We will try and have another video out for you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.